only one game down, not too close yet to the Aegis of Champions, but OG has to be feeling good. We've talked a lot about, I think, not just in this match, but OG, their special picks, you know, do they run out? I mean, PSG, do you foresee them running out of steam anytime during this best of five?
Aku pindahin semua dari D sama C.
I don't necessarily see them running out of steam, but I do see LGD making the proper adjustments from the first game. I think we see a lot of heroes that are currently picked have synergies with each other. We mentioned from the first series how Enchantress enables Earthshaker because she doesn't need his help, so he can roam. And I think what LGD's goal was to first pick Enchantress, and then they didn't think that OG would take the Earthshaker. And I think that, like they mentioned already, that Earthshaker is going to move up in the priority list. And I feel like if you take that hero away, you take away that playmaking ability, I think the game's just going to look different. And even though I do feel like OG is going to still throw us another curveball.
Yeah, I mean, people just keep saying OG, oh, they're going to run out of steam. They came through the winners bracket. I mean, you guys are thinking OG is going to take it. And the OG, I mean, they just haven't run out of steam, and they haven't. They're 1-0 in the grand finals. Like, they're not going to. They're just not.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've continued to prove everyone wrong so far, so why stop here? Obviously, they're gunning for that victory, looking a lot more relaxed after one-game win here in the grand finals. Well, we're getting ready for the draft. We talked about Earthshaker a little bit. We obviously talked about Thompson and his unique hero pool. I mean, on the side of PSG.LGD, what can you do to counteract that, Bulba?
I don't think you can care too much about Thompson's heroes. It's very random. He has like 4 heroes, I think. He has his Quaswex Invoker. He has like a random, he has like the Monkey King. He has Arc Warden.
It's Pugna.
Yeah, it's the Pugna. I think Pugna's lower rated right now than the other 3, but I think those are his 4. He randomly has like Alina here and there. They're just very, I mean, the thing is they've fit Ana really well. I think Ana has been like one of the highlights of this tournament for me. I think he kind of came in, he hasn't really played the entire season. He came in at the last minute, and he's. I didn't really watch your calls that much, but I mean, they were under the radar, and he's actually playing. He's definitely the highlight right now of this tournament. His decision making is insane. I think the role he plays, I think, is probably the hardest right now in the game. I'm sure PSG can vouch for that. You have to have insanely high decision making to play carry right now. It's like, do I farm this wave? Do I go here? What do I do? It's very stressful, and on a stage like this, and his decision making is insane. I think he used to be master. I think he used to be kind of more like a spell casting. You know, OG used to play like give him a storm or a and then, you know, Alchemist heroes, and then he would kind of just play, and it was always his strength, his mid-game team fighting, his mid-game his mid-game decisions, everything about his mid-game is like amazing, and it kind of throws as well in this tournament. He's definitely like right now that's from these 2 teams. Like everything is, every game you watch from OG, it's like he's like so.
I mean, going off of that point, in the past and traditionally, carries have a target on their back because they're usually the win condition. They are the win. You have, like, they're going to try to kill you all game. They're hunting you. And in the past, you would at least have games where you'd have good starts where you were powerful and you felt like you could just play most of the map. It just mattered where you wanted to play. But now it feels like with that bad start that carries usually get because of these high pressure duel lanes, you're in this position where there's only one right place to farm on the map. You have to be in the right place at the right time all game. And that's why I go off of Bulba's point that he is honestly impressing the hell out of me as a carry player.
Like talented Ana the whole time, but he still found farm like just anywhere, everywhere.
And OG has kind of played off that in their drafts. I think what LGD might attempt to do is OG has traditionally just had Spectres and PLs every game. They're just starting to first round them. They're just saying, we're going to have this game. We may lose the laning stage, but we're going to take our wonky draft, play mid-game, and we're going to scale better than you. And I think if LGD can somehow try to take away that condition of if it goes late, they lose, I think that it changes the way OG has to play the game.
I think LGD, the 2 big things, honestly, if they take first pick, they might just do what we did in game 2 with LGD. They might just first pick the Spectre. Right now, the hero is like, I perceive feel game 2 we should have won that game. I think game 1 was much harder for us. But we made a few mistakes in the game and ended up losing. But I think the overall like, Spectre, playing TI, some top 3 team who have and so much is on the line, and then you're
Aku
playing
minus
Spectre,
42.
and Spectre's
Itu
good
yang
in the
diubah,
patch.
jangan yang di laptop. Sayang.
It's kind of a it's a very easy hero to play around.
Kalau dia 35.
You see everyone on the map. You can your spellcasters can use your spells like very easily. It's so easy to play with the hero. I'm not saying that it's. But in general, you want to like.
Aku ngomong harus agak.
You want to have a hero to play, right? It's just like last year with Liquid.
Aku kalau di warnet
teammate, which was good.
Enggak.
It's very easy to
Pas.
hero to play.
Aku kalau di warnet 38, 35 itu aja masih kedengaran.
It's always been like that since TR2 days. You play versus Burning.
All right, well, we'll find out, ladies and gentlemen. OG currently leading 1-0 against PSG.LGD here in the Grand Finals.
Coachnya.
Kayak nggak cocok gitu.
Coach Cloud9 waktu Notel di Cloud9.
OG. Grand Finals. Game 2.
And we're off to the draft. So it sounds like some heroes that have definitely taken a lot more attention as we progress to TI. Earthshaker coming up high. Spectre now being a high contention point. And we've seen other heroes come in and go as well. Find out if OG continues to throw the curveballs, or if they're going to take it a little more standard and see what OG's got in this second game.
There's the first pick.
Draw lawan LGD masih di ban, man. Bagus banget LGD main draw.
So OG's first pick this game.
Siapa yang pakai Ame?
What are their first picks? They like Silencer a lot.
Kalau lawan Liquid kemarin brood always ban.
3 or 4 heroes right now.
Jadi itu matanya kan.
Spectre, Chen, Furion. Oh, sorry. He doesn't play Chen. Yeah, he plays Silencer, Chen, Furion, and I guess the random Wyvern came out, but most of the trainers are playing these 3. And then they usually open the hero, and then they kind of counterpick from first pick. So probably they might just also bust out the Ensh as well. They've played it once or twice, but let's see what they do.
Kalau mereka buat contekan gitu.
I think tiny ban is good, especially against
strategi yang lainnya boleh dibawa.
That hero doesn't lose the first.
Contekan itu ngedraft, tapi begitu selesai draft dibawa keluar.
And all of a sudden, doesn't matter what it is, just don't lose the lane.
Steril ya, harus steril.
It fits LGD's
HP jadi simpan sama itu, begitu masuk boot HP ditarik.
Safe lane, like you said, and usually they go aggressive tri lane. And it's just hard to really stop the
So your jungle.
Iya, ada yang stream snipe.
There's Wish Tower left. There's Enchantress left.
Di Discord.
There's like a few heroes there. Earthshaker. Yeah, Shaker as well. Just depends. I'm not sure if OG wants to play versus LGD's Wish Jaro. I think they won yesterday 2 OGs with Jaro. So
Ced early game.
OG had the Wish Jaro and LGD had the draw.
Ced tuh kalau kamu mau pakai Ced tuh push. 20 menit menang gitu pokoknya. Bodo amat.
Itu yang PSG.LGD itu. Dia maksudnya nge-ban-nya yang gitu-gitu semua.
Every team values different heroes. Right now there's no real
nge-push.
Kan itu going into this tournament, you know, every team had a few.
Iya, gitu-gitu semua di ban.
There is no.
Tapi kalau udah gagal kalah.
There was like Timbersaw and Void that were really broken.
Enchant lagi. Oh, Shaker. LGD menang.
There's no real super broken hero, I think.
Tapi lawannya Yo Jero
right now.
Udah berapa game aja Enchant Shaker langsung 1 pick gitu.
Kalau OG lawan LGD kata Yapsor, siapapun yang dapat Shaker menang kata Yapsor.
Our match versus LGD, we picked Wisp and they took Shaker and then we took Jaro. So as you said in the back, FY wanted to play Shaker.
Sama Yo kan, kombonya bagus.
You just have to be careful because the safe lane is rough now, and as we've already
mentioned, if they end up
losing their safe lane, the Enchantress becomes independent, and this Earthshaker can still lanes. Something I'd like to see potentially is that they put cores in the other two lanes that won't die. I think if they have that threat on LGD against OG here, then it's just going to make OG's game a lot harder to play, like the recover game that they want to play. Because I don't think there's any way you can win this lane unless you start the lane tri-lane. Like that's something we've also seen some other teams do against Enchantress, because she's a hero that always outsustains you. So why not just try to kill her? Otherwise, you just have to try to weather the storm.
You can't. You don't want to go tri-lane with this Jaro versus Ench. I think it's putting too many resources in a lane you're going to lose at some point anyways, right? So And no matter what, this entry is going to get Fisher blocked, so he's going to get experience. So right now, the way OG, their first pick, so probably they're going to pick Jarex's hero. I think Ana will most likely play the Jara, obviously. So interesting to see Jarex plays. His most played hero has kind of been Shaker this tournament, right?
He's played a lot of Alina as well. That's one of those picks they just keep throwing in there.
I'm not as fan of Alina support as much as the Shaker. It doesn't really...
But both teams can't have Shaker Bulba.
On that front, waiting for PSG.
Itu ditanam di lantai ya? Apa di belakang si?
Udah ngerti aku. Augmented reality.
Rasanya ditembak dari atas sih.
Oh gitu.
Oh ya,
It's nice against Enchantress because allies don't get slowed by
bayangan keren loh
so it gives you
ada bayangan juga
iya.
ya.
Iya kan jadi gimana nggak tahu deh.
Ada bayangan loh ya.
Aku pernah lihat di mall yang
dinosaurus
kan keren aja, T-Rex keluar aja dia. Bayangin T-Rex
maybe hero. They usually like saving
sekarang mereka keluar
T-Rex to see the mid matchup. And now no till his Bane got stolen. So what else do we have here?
Masih berlanjut ya itu ya.
They need a stun to disable.
Silih berganti.
Free reign. You had a rocket and then
nggak boleh ada ini, nggak ada pemain bertahan.
Bane just had a free game. I think you have.
Ini udah nggak ada yang bertahan. Satu pun nggak ada. Semuanya baru.
Ya baru semua.
Don't think they can pick Wraith King.
Itu Giro kenapa itu dia?
Alright. Doing that early.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, usually you wait for picks like that.
Invoker, let's go.
Yang di band yang gitu-gitu semua.
Iya kan? Maksudnya kan kalau Pugna Aquarium kan susah nanganinnya. Kalau Invoker kan masih lebih gampang dibanding yang lain.
Iya. Aku kalau dulu pas Invoker aku Doom aja.
Right now, like you said, OG doesn't really have many stuns.
Udah bisa double Doom. Wah, bubar dia mau mana.
Bubar.
Okay, they pick PL.
What? Yeah.
Terakhir hero maybe.
It's a good matchup for Jaro late game.
Maybe.
So.
Tolong mau di band.
Matchup it seems like they don't want to be on the time river so
From the band.
It's nice to have a hero that naturally.
Apa lawan Invoker?
That Thompson goes for the Quaspex and
earn cold snap, which
stuns you for the entire duration, and he can doppelganger it off. It used to be that PL would counter Invoker in lane with the Poor Man Shield, but nowadays it's just a good matchup as the game goes on because all of the skills have a delay on them, and you can almost always doppelganger dodge them, and that's a big part of Invoker's skills, and they have to land. So that's why they put the PL the late gamers against PL because you can always find them. These heroes already being banned makes that pick even stronger.
Hunter kalau nggak sendiri susah.
I mean, what LGD is going to aim for is they're going to put the Bane, PL, and Shaker in an aggressive trial lane. They're going to send the Enchantress top.
Makanya offline ada Enchant, Ursa, WK.
And they're going to last pick maybe Zero.
Yang berdua lebih baik.
Pick like something that
Pohon,
I
Wyvern.
think versus us in the winner bracket they did Enigma as their PL counter. I'm not sure what else. Or they can just pick no tails.
Aku kira dia pintar aja. Selawatan Nisa Sabjan.
He's played like offlane Wyvern.
Biasa lagi.
Treants. He's played very good heroes throughout the tournament.
Kira dia pintar aja.
Right, like you get a stun, you're gonna play it with some crazy hero. Well, have fun, Seb.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've seen some of them go to success.
Iji tadi 2-0 kan?
Not so much, but obviously game 1 working in favor.
Iya kan?
Iya,
2-0.
Iya.
Belum tidur pas banget aku baru mau.
They need like a space maker.
Beres.
But the problem is nothing really matches up solo against the Enchantress. Like that's what enables LGD to aggressive tri lane. You can't just say we're going to put this hero solo off lane, even though we have the counter pick and we're just going to win the lane against the Enchantress. If they were to do that, they don't have that.
Oh no.
Udah jarang padahal
Di Nopal cepat sekali. Aku belum lagi ada underload di sini.
Kata PL.
Oh nggak mau refresh ya? Ini aku udah underload juga ya tadi pas Nopal bilang underload.
Karena ada PL kayaknya di underload.
Snaking as well.
Biar hilang gitu.
Personally like to pick a lot.
Damage-nya hilang.
Suffers against this hero.
Damage apa? Damage semua nggak ada damage PL kalau sama hero melee jelek sekali lawan underload.
Oh.
Also you have this.
Iya jangan mukul dia pertama.
Kalau nggak mukul dia nggak ada damage.
Around the map looking for kills as Boba mentioned. So
you
need a hero that's actually pushing in the lanes, pressuring towers. So
auranya nambahin damage dia sendiri bukan?
Ngurangi damage lawan.
Surprised if they just pick us.
Kalau ada yang mati dekat dia nambahin dia diri dia.
Ya kalau ada yang mati dekat dia nambahin damage dia. Aura konstannya ngurangi damage lawan. Makanya hero melee jelek banget lawan Android.
Anjir, PL build-nya ada gitu deh kalau bikin build-nya biar setara sama apa. Iya, di pusat nggak ada damage aja. Udah pernah jadi-jadinya PL. Gebuk-gebuk. Mana musuh? Mana nyamper
kayak gitu doang ya. Banyak kali. Gitu doang.
Betul-betul aja jadi gila-gilaan lah itu.
Sama deh, cep berarti ya.
Parah. Gebuk-gebuk gak ada rasa, jadi begitu mananya habis tuh gak ada rasa lagi.
And the heroes just really bad at retention in general in the game. And so, but I think they're just making the Wisp Gyro being good retention. It's Ench is a very weird hero. I like this draft a bit more from LGD last game because
bisa LGD bisa ursa.
To back up the Ench as well.
Tapi lawan Underlord, lawan Zero susah.
I think LGD's late game, like
kayaknya mending satu stinger lagi deh mereka.
They want like a maybe hero mid. It's probably a good matchup for this Invoker.
Gak ada silencer juga. Bisa.
Ben-nya nggak tahu, Ben gampang banget diberhentiin.
He likes playing Mirana.
Disruptor.
Mirana. Disruptor.
Hah? Jarang banget aja disruptor ya.
Kenapa nih mereka tiba-tiba nih?
Setahu aku cuma solo aja nge-pick.
Iya. Sekali tuh, sekali kan stage kalau salah.
Huge fan of OG's draft this game, I think.
Tuh bos, sponsor P itu Nvidia bukan.
Suits the patch right now or suits right
now.
Oh, salah.
OG has this Underlord and he's saying it's good versus PO, but the hero doesn't use it.
Oh, ini boleh.
Kunka.
Kayaknya PSG di game ini.
Dia cuma perlu survive damage flag cannon. Habis itu menang. Bener-bener ini bener-bener. Oke dia bot buff.
Kemarin yang apa tuh yang anjir flagnya gila.
IG lawan apa gitu. Iya.
And I think that just favors LGD to avoid them what happened.
Anjir, itu Underlord keren amat.
Well, the draft wraps up. That is going to be game 2
getting
underway. PSG.LGD coming out on top a little bit, but we're going to check in with Casey and the coach of PSG.LGD.
Hey there, yeah, we're going to help with the translation.
Dia nggak bisa ngomong bahasa Inggris. Dia ngerti tapi nggak bisa ngomong. Itu.
Buat apa translator?
Perfect, thank you. Thank you, Helen. Great work. Best of luck. Thank you.
There we go. Both teams draft so good. Well, let's find out how it went the game with Lodi, Fog,
Translatornya sih juga kurang-kurang.
Yoi, Berlidi aja. Berlidi is bad.
Tiga.
Ini sopir kakinya betul banget.
Wabul ya ulah.
Berlidi is back man. Berlidi.
Gitu-gitu aja mungkin.
Kau tahu Berlidi tadi? Kan waktu Dota 1 kan yang jago-jago kan namanya jadi nama hero. Kayak AM Burning 758 pengen. Nah ini Burning Zeus. Zeus pernah namanya Merlin.
Merlin? Oh, Merlin itu Zeus.
Memang aku lihat di waktu itu aku pernah lihat di Zeusnya. Aku udah nggak ngerti lagi nih. Udah lupa. Ini jago gitu.
Very adamant about preparing for the majority of their teams, and they had so much time with Seb.
Dulu main ini, main ada yang baru 6-7 berapa gitu kan. Masuk ke rumah orang tiba-tiba ngedownload lagi kan. Ternyata di ini ya, map editan aja. Orang itu goalnya banyak sendiri goblok. Kan kalau kau udah punya mapnya kan nggak download lagi. Kau main Dota 1 juga?
Main pakai ID aku kan.
Udah letak. Oh ya, udah letak.
Yang pakai budak getah siapa?
Aku.
Oh iya. ID aku.
Aku beli ID goceng aja, beli berapa biji ya? Beli 4 gitu aku.
Dia Dota 1 harus ada apanya ya? Apa sih? Daftarnya susah gitu ya?
Dia daftarnya susah dulu. Dia daftarnya gampang dulu. Terus
bayar kan.
Terus lama-lama bayar, tapi kan untung aku udah ada ID gitu.
Oh, aku beli 4 biji. Mbak goceng. Waktu itu harganya udah 50.000.
Normal.
Tengahnya kunga men.
you really negate majority of that damage, and then
ini kayaknya mereka belajar ngeblok dari Open AI semua ya.
You can actually find some really good pickups on your teammates.
Open AI yang belajar dari dia.
Oh iya nih.
Cuma dikurangi kesalahan manusia.
Oh anjir enggak. Kok di sunstrike?
Wow. Biar gak deny men. Itu kalah satu level rugi besar men.
Sekarang
kalau pemain-pemain pro kita kan kalau kita kan bodo amat kan.
Salah nggak
makanya pakai glyph gitu.
Almost exclusively go for that cross wax build.
Oh tuh pakai glyph kan? Itu glyph grip tengah
tuh pasti ya.
Biar gak di last hit, biar bisa didinai.
The next level play.
Level play.
Buset, triple. Tapi kalah damage harusnya. Dapat dulu, nice.
PSG,
of course, getting that first bird, and not only just onto anyone, but
si Nick Chapnya di bawah ya?
Lucu dengan suara bunyi sedih gitu.
PSG.LGD.
How do you think Foggy wants to take the hands of the Shaker away from
Portal?
I was saying before we went into the series, I thought this was going to be the most contested hero between them, because I think even FY has had spectacular games on this hero throughout the entire tournament. So yeah, I do think that's the hero of this.
3 blok main tadi langsung. Iya.
Belajar dari top.
So the CS goes this time around in the middle of the moment. 11 for 3. On Somnus's Kunkka against the 4 for 1 of Thompson. Somnus having a very strong start to the mid lane matchup.
Yeah, I'm concerned about
Terus pasti menang sih lawan Underlord. Nggak susah-susah
Iya
amat.
pasti sih, nggak mungkin.
Digebuk
bisa, diikat cuma sedetik.
Movement speed laju.
Diikat cuma sedetik. Ada meteor tinggal minggir. Iya,
ada heal ya?
Iya ada heal. Nggak bisa sih, nggak mungkin kalah sih.
Sejenis kancil.
Apa hubungannya?
It actually can die pretty easily.
Notel.
See if we can find for the setup around the side. As OG do start to move in, look to put the harassment down on Arme FY. Holding onto the fish for now, lets it out onto Notel. Notel's been caught away from the rest of his team. Arme goes in with the spirit lance cannon. He's got the being tethered.
Salah klik dia pasti mau verifier.
For one trade up top.
Jarek's with a misclick there. Whoops, that wasn't my stick. Yeah, he clicked the TP instead of it. Oops.
Well, better him than Gyro.
Ya kali anjir lawan Gyro mau kena bola-bola energi mati dia ntar.
At the moment indeed in CS 13 for 3.
Ntar kalau lepas cooldown
dia cooldownnya begitu kau nyampai ya tuh cooldown. Gak begitu lepas. Itu yang pemain-pemain pro sering ngomel-ngomel tuh. Harusnya tether begitu lepas baru cooldown. Kayak Casbara. Begitu nyampe kan baru cooldown kan.
Iya.
Itu yang buat Io masih di pick sampai sekarang tuh tether.
Jadi selesai tether kan tether selamanya deh.
Bisa tether lagi.
Jadi abis tether udah putus bisa langsung tether lagi.
Padahal relocate udah di nerf, harus channeling, harus diam kan.
Aku baru tahu men, aku pernah pakai Io kan. Kok aku nggak gagal terus tahu channeling nggak tahu.
Channeling.
Oh, nggak gerak sekarang.
I mean, is he going to be able to stay in the after a certain point? He doesn't have enough region for
Aku baru tahu.
Udah di nerf abis gitu anjing, bola-bolanya dikurangin damage-nya masih.
Normal.
Movement speed tether udah dikurangin masih sih. Emang hero anjing. Kalau nggak bisa makanya anjing.
Dapat anak-anak bocah.
Definitely a concern in that laning phase. Top though, yeah, Jarek are still able to get some farm and they're not giving up so many kills.
Tahu, udah nggak tahu jam ya. Pokoknya alarm hidup, aku dan Twitch sudah mulai. Udah aku nggak lihat jam lagi. Udah ya.
Oh no, ada kurir. Lakukan buat satu. Pukul bolanya. Aduh. Banenya terlalu agresif men. Dia maju-maju sendiri gitu.
FY and Arme now had to be on the retreat. They have the doppelganger Arme with the stick charges back up to 4, but the glimpse is out. Onto FY, dragging him back behind.
Ada Fisher, masih bisa ter.
Oh, latar mata tam. Aduh, jadi.
Ini dia.
Iyo anjing.
Tapi Immortal Disruptor jelek ya.
Oh no, tiga-tiganya mati. Heyo.
Emang iyo anjing. Emang iyo.
Big club for you.
Need some of that AOE damage, so has health loss.
Belum.
The perfect tether usage is to go back and forth saving their heroes.
Wow. Wow, apa nih?
Wow.
I also during all that, I really like what
Setitik dua nilai terbelanggar.
down bottom. He picked up dapat bonti lagi.
Kilnya dapat bonti.
Small camp, so he's not actually in the position to just eat those obnoxious impetuses that would normally happen. I think this is the perfect choice for him.
Top lane.
Aduh, bola-bola nggak ada shield dua deh.
Ready for the dodge. We'll be able to get himself back to safety, but in terms of
tenang di kalkulator dapat nih kayak kau di tenang.
pressure of OG, he's still especially when you consider
Nih, Thompson bikin Vessel aja.
He's fighting level 6 on maybe.
Enggak, dia bikin Vessel.
Itu di situ
Iya kayak. Bukan itu.
Enggak nyampe situ emang.
I think they need to kill.
Side-nya. Nyampe enggak sih?
Enggak, kalau malam enggak. Kalau malam enggak.
Nightmare will come out from X of it. Not going to save at the same time mid. They make the play.
Buset.
Gila. Nice.
Di X ya?
Jadi Koren
kapal
Fisur
face boots as well as that double bracer.
Sempat-sempatnya dia nganain bracer buat ngisi botol aja.
Oh iya sih, pinter juga sih ininya. Diputer gitu aja.
This action just doesn't stop as X-Nova is getting dove upon OG. They get the kill. Chalice and Arme see what they can do. No-Tail's teaming out. The Fisher will come out from FY. So No-Tail pick off Jarex in the tree. So
tapi rencana kata
punish OG there for that dive.
I love that the rotation by Chalice there, just TPing. They know they're extending it. They're just getting a huge kill there. The bounty off of Jarex, 337 gold.
Gun kayak bebas ini.
Ini juga underlordnya. Ini farming.
And then the Crimson Guard as far as possible.
Oh iya, dulu ya.
I don't know if he's gonna get the mech first. I'm wondering, or before the IO goes for it, because we've seen the IOs tend to go for that in majority of the games. But he might be put in an option where he can. But I think the Crimson Guard is probably the best one versus that Phantom.
Lancer is really underrated.
Dia ngambil ikat ya. Atropia Aura sama ini.
Enggak. Belum. Kan dia gampang naik level. Dia cuma perlu farming dulu kan. Buat mechanics kayak buat.
Waduh, invoker
that can come out. So that could help a
lot.
But I think he wants to.
Oh, fuck up. Oh, let's go.
No, Thompson. Grogi deh, grogi.
Final. Grogi.
Bit of a mistake there,
Oh, fuck up.
costing Thompson.
Dia muter tapi
To find some action.
bener apa
Just
dia?
to get it, and at the moment you can really sort of see how his net worth is suffering. He's level with Jarex.
dia muter
Of course,
tinggal
Jarex, of
NPC
course,
aja,
he's
bingung.
4-1 and 4. So he was having a great time up top in terms of getting involved in those kills. But Thompson certainly going to need time this game to catch back up.
Gak
They're continuing this stuff. There's TP's coming through from the Bane.
Enggak.
FY will look to juke around the
Kayak
trees.
anak-anak
tidurin.
Nggak nyampe. Kayak anak-anak Enigma.
Find any sort of set at the same time mid. Somnus for Thompson coming into play. He's got the bottle charges. He's got the movement speed. With that haste rune,
lari
out of there. The Thunderstrike will not be enough to finish him off. So Somnus
Let's go,
keeps himself
Somnus.
alive.
Slow.
Look at X-Nova's network.
Udah 4 itu di tengah, kabur dia.
I feel
Haze, man, Haze. Hoki.
Yeah, he's a Bane. It's a good game for the Bane either way. Just
Lihat ini ya, networknya Bane.
I think is going to be the most important.
Baru bener-bener mulai game dia.
Masih mending kan? Yang itu Twilight
itu ya.
20 menit anjing, 20 menit. 800 itu aja belum. 20 menit, men.
Tapi emang betul 100% deal.
All sorts of damage.
Yeah.
You're having what, pure, a lot of physical, a lot of magical.
100% smoke di game itu di breaknya sama dia emang.
I don't know. It's
Si ini ya Twilight deh.
Iya,
types.
Tries to TP out, but he's not going to make
PewDiePie.
it.
Let's go.
Refuge.
Mati ngasih nyawa dah. Oh enggak, jago ya?
Gak ada vision, gak ada vision.
Anjir, satu lagi.
Anjir, oh terus dia blok. Wow, Nova.
Lezgo. X-Nova, men. Dari bilang X-Nova jago aja.
Itu semuanya ya bisa diblok ya?
Dia kayak selama 1 detik kau kayak ngilang di manta. Terus hilang di skill 2 PL, hilang di Teul, pokoknya hilang pokoknya. Hilangnya OD ya itu.
Butuh dapat ikat tuh.
Tapi satu detik doang.
Apapun tidak masuk.
Iya anjir. Oh no, dikejar-kejar.
Ya hilang. Invis bodoh.
If OG did look to dive, but OG, they'll make the line drawn up top. They want to try and look towards Army. Maybe see if they can catch out the PL.
2 clutch runes coming out there for the Kunkka. The haste rune is, and then the invis rune right after that, saving him.
Oh, atasnya udah geng.
Ame mati.
Kayak apa nih gengnya?
Oh, ada what X-Nova, men.
Sebelah kan?
I think he has to get his
he's found another.
Oh anjir, Enchantress. Nggak ada counter Enchantress mereka ya?
Ada Jiro. Enggak, kan pakai flag.
Enggak ini ya?
Enggak, tahu nembak yang lain enggak kena. Ada Kunka di situ, kok tembak Kunka, dia ada division mati juga.
Oh, kena.
Tries with the tornado EMP, but Chalice keep the distance now, turns towards Noto. They get the glimpse play onto Somnus, but Somnus, he's got the ball coming in. He has that rumbo. The cooldown comes
seru.
Mati Somnus mati.
Missile redirects itself on top of Chalice. Chalice has
nggak ada yang bisa mukul aja. Masih nge-kill lagi. Please bener, nggak ben.
Not really wanting to commit everyone to this.
Nggak ada yang
Chalice.
Wow.
Masih nge-kill lagi.
He's already looking for more. He's trying to chase down Jared, but Seb's there with the body blocks.
Kurang ajar badannya gede.
Chalice just getting so much done on this Enchantress. He's 6-0-1, just getting killed after
semuanya slow-mo ya.
I think Jarek's brought top side back to top lane, maybe for efficiency play to farm that lane, but at the same time they're getting outnumbered down here.
Belum level ulti.
Exuma may die for this. He's got the nightmare dodge. They'll get him out of the tower.
Aduh, kena dia.
Oh iya.
Cuma 158 by the way. Terus networknya ngejar disruptor lah. Wow.
Chalice just continues his reign on this game.
And they're just keeping this pressure on, and it's giving so much space for Ame just to kind of have his own game, just free farm on the sides.
Aku mau nonton sampai selesai.
And he definitely needed it after the start.
Yep.
He's very great. Ame, I think, is one of the best players about using that. You know, like 8 to 20 minutes where carries really need to maximize their farm. He's one of the best.
Paket ya, nonton di jalan.
Mau ke Bandung, tiba-tiba ke Bandung.
Sama istri kau tuh.
This is kind of reminds me of the Luna game that we saw earlier, where he just got destroyed in lane, but you know, just needs a little bit of time.
Kau Semarang kabarin di, siapa tahu kita bisa nongkrong lucu.
Lezgo.
Asli.
Oh, kau Semarang nih sekarang nih?
Iyalah.
Dari dulu kayaknya.
Sendiri tapi istri aku tinggal.
Oke. Takut anjing.
Working out perfectly for them. They don't really have the damage because they're all grouped up around it. If they had just like, if they were able to isolate this Enchantress ever, and get the gyrocopter on top of it with all that magic damage, that would go for it. But it's so difficult with the way LGD's playing as a unit, moving around, making plays.
Masih nggak ngerti sih aku PL kalau misalnya udah mid gitu. Tapi belinya Tara sama Divu.
Gak perlu damage, jadi yang penting dia hidup terus ya.
Oh, terus sampai mati.
Gak nyampe. Nice, X-Nova. Let's go.
They're starting to storm ahead this game.
Gitu ya, nongol di mana-mana tuh super gimana caranya?
Di lag kayak gitu di lag.
Lihat dia ngeletakin ward itu. Aku dari kemarin aku coba ngeliatin
mereka. Iya benar.
Aku cuma ngeliatin dia ngeletakin ward. Menit segini wardnya di mana? Menit segini wardnya di mana?
Mau diculik ini Airtaker. Yang nyulik disruptor aja gimana?
Kan ada Io.
Dari lah.
Oh iya betul.
Waduh. What the hell?
He's trying to walk it off. The glimpse there, bringing him back into them as he does finally fall, but he certainly gets his all before he goes.
Balik. Di X boy.
Oh X.
Contrio, confirmed.
Mampus loh.
Lezgo
somno.
Iya. Tidak boleh kamu. Penculiknya diculik.
Mati lagi yonya.
Oh, he's fine.
Oh enggak.
Setengah darah. Not again. He's got dust.
Gile.
Itu kor beli das. Kor beli das.
0-5.
Makan 2K goblok. Kau pikir 4K beli das enggak dia?
Tetap enggak. Oh, tetap nyalain support.
Tetap nyalain support.
Aku nggak mau baper, refresh. Terus aku kan mouse aku ditaruh tas. Sebelah aku langsung megang-megang mouse aku banget.
Udah mau pergi berarti di
jam 6.
15 menit lagi.
LGD's advantage.
Kok naik? Apa?
Aku ajak teman-teman. Rahman baru tidur tadi jam 3 anjing. Nggak mungkin dia bangun. Yakin aku dia nggak bangun.
Janjinya nonton nggak dia?
Biasa Rahman, janji Rahman lah.
Janji Rahman. Janji. Udah dapet nih si selalu ya, aku lihat di FY ini kalau striker sih,
udah
daggernya selalu naik 16, 17, 15, bisa konstan gitu kan.
Kalau aku dulu dia Enigma aku kalau di bawah, di atas menit 10 kalau nggak bisa ya. Kalau di atas menit 10 itu udah telat, pokoknya aku menit 8. Kalau udah lewat itu udah kayak apa ya, waktu inilah. Waktu
dagger
iya. Tapi benar-benar nggak sepatu ya, benar-benar awal cuma beli ini doang, clarity 8 biji gitu. Anjir nggak ada. Kalau aku dapat menit 6 berarti bonus waktu aku udah dari sepatu.
I'm not sure how much they can split push.
Supaya waktu itu Enigma aku 8 menit deh.
With that Blink Dagger now in his inventory, ready to go. He looks to set up on top, jumps in with the Fisher. Jax is going to instantly TP away there. No chance of Chalice finishing him off.
Bikin orang lagi ya, si Pokernya bikin yang orang lain.
Oh, Pokernya takut keluar.
Wah, ini bukan kaleng-kaleng nih. Wah, ada sebenarnya nggak ada.
A long way to go if he is to recover this game.
It's one of those games like, are you really sure I should build Urn? I'm not sure if I'm going to get any kills here.
Big Daddy notes out.
Anjir,
He's got him in the static storm, but it's going to wear out Zame. He can doppelganger up, but the missile, of course, will prevail.
Lumayan.
There he goes. He was getting that danger hero. He's about even.
Itu 300 tuh dibagi yang war tadi apa semuanya 300?
So that's a little bit scary, but just takes a couple of team fights to get back into play.
Enggak semua hero. Yang ngekill dapat 300, yang lain-lain dapat assist gold paling 100 itu, 70 gitu.
Anjir gedean banget ya nyari.
Iya memang. Makanya selalu orang bunuh-bunuhan ngambil bounty.
Mereka belum tahu FY udah punya dagger.
Udah tadi ke stun ini jarak.
Udah.
Udah ada sentry PewDiePie. Anjir langsung hilang.
PewDiePie, siapa PewDiePie?
Mid lane, Seb. He's got the pipe. Will turn. Tries to root down the two of them. But Chalice forces himself out. The glimpse.
Warna merah itu kuat.
A bit of an echo slam.
Oh iya, merah dia. Anjir. Oh no, ada follow-up.
Here comes Somnus looking for the angle. Out it comes onto Anna. Gets the damage out. The boat flying through as well. The glimmer cape on Anna is enough to keep it safe. No, the expert tracks him. Anna, can he survive throughout this all thanks to Jax? Oh, he can't.
Let's go.
You saw Seb try
to run sendiri tadi ya.
He just gets slapped. He can't bail them out.
Gua tahu.
Another successful fight there from PSG.
Tadi terakhir masih ada sempat Tether.
Oh, no, aku babak.
Itu bukan Tether, itu ulti Underlord.
From PSG.LGD, as you could see, OG trying to set up, glimpsing the shaker back, and sure, FY does go down, but he gets his
Kunka dari kontrak.
Begitu dibalikin dia X di situ aja.
Himself back away, that classic counterplay there to the glimpse that we'll have to look out for this game.
That was
OG's reveal of their pipe as well. So that's why you saw the echo came out.
Anjir, di situ betul-betul naruh.
And they still are able to actually take that one.
Gila. Ketahuin ya.
It's top one chalice.
They've got a DD and he's heading toward this top fight.
Ame.
Really want to be involved. He's just fine. Trying to beat that late game trump card.
Oh, dia Sangyasa.
Really setting out three calls for PSG.LGD at the 9K net worth mark. Closest to what you see on OG side being that of Anna's farm on the gyrocopter.
Hey, this is like the best carry player. Just like, thank you, team. I'm over here too, by the way, killing some creeps. As the Maelstrom is finished up, yeah, as you mentioned on Anna, Jerax does have the 25% experience down, still 4 levels away from that big level 15, which they're really going to need. Fly. They're smoked up, they're looking for this fight. The DD on the Kunkka is available.
Nightmare there from X-Nova, going to mess up the combo potential from Notel as he gets cleaved down there by Somnus. A quick cut with the Tiebringer. Chops him apart, Jerax will take out of this. Gets him away from PSG.LGD's movements. We'll see if they are prepared for Jerax on the return. As you can see, FY hunting for the location, and he has found it. He's ready. Jerax will come back in. He's got some time with the Glimmer Cape, but FY knows that he's around, goes for the stuns. The Torrent comes out from Somnus. They'll get Jerax.
Somnus memang,
Still work. Yeah. Makes him buy some time, some space for Seb to also keep pushing top, get those lanes out, saves his gyro.
This Enchantress is destroying them now, but I think later they will have enough damage, especially with the with the Maelstrom, magic damage there, and then
dia nggak bisa ngapa-ngapa men.
Meteor combos.
1 lawan 1 sama Ame kalah tadi, mati. Solo kill Ame.
Udah pernah tadi.
They've still got a lot of time too, because Thompson is actually.
Waktu war di tengah tuh, yang FY ditarik tuh, itu Ame bunuh Thompson.
A long ways from that Aghanims.
The tower taken here by the push of Chalice. Seb completed Crimson Guard, now ready and upon him, as we saw as well the BKB for Somnus just getting shipped out as well.
Halberd next for Seb, it looks like, to deal with Chalice. Maybe even Kunkka.
Yeah. Nice, FY.
Stop. Oh,
the deny.
Deny from FY.
In between the cold snaps, and Somnus on the hunt. Oh, they get the Ghost Walk off though on Thompson.
Nice little play there.
Trying
to set up with that combo to make sure that he gets the last hit, but wasn't successful. And now, OG heading up the ramp into the jungle. As they take down the bait. Make sure that he doesn't get away with his little warding journey that he was looking to make.
Still got the D-ward up. Pretty important for him.
Any type of kill like that matters, though. You see how OG, they're really prioritizing playing a little more defensive now, sticking in their jungle, making sure they can farm this gyrocopter up to that point where he can actually contest and take these fights. Really needing that BKB so he can counteract the Earthshaker as well as that Kunkka.
And not get enfeebled.
And not get enfeebled.
I mean, X-Nova, yeah, he's super low on net worth, but I still think he can do a lot of damage in these fights.
He's actually only done 1 point in it, though. I've seen him do the 4-4-1 a lot of times, but prioritizing the Nightmare a little bit more this game.
Pretty good at disabling the Underworld, as you saw.
As it looks like Ame does want to start to get involved with his team a bit here, as he's also going for BKB. He had the SNY queued up initially, but...
Lu Sangyasa nggak jadi. Aku udah beres.
Udah jadi, biasa dong. Mau manta ya, habis BKB man.
It's gonna make him unkillable. He can't get picked off when he has BKB. If he has like Manta, some weird interaction could happen where he gets glimpsed or he gets caught in the silence initially, but now if he gets caught in the silence, he'll when he gets the BKB, he'll be able to protect himself.
Belum.
They are smoked, looking for X-Nova will at least get a ward out of this.
Okay.
I'm a little bit worried for OG once.
Udah mau pergi nih.
Yeah.
Hilang deh.
Wah, sayonara.
Maybe disrupt her axe, but that's, you know,
sayonara.
5 minutes of the game.
Mid lane. Yes, LGD starting to move back towards Jerax.
Tiba-tiba disruptor.
He's looking for that room, but Chalice, he's there with the chase. They get the slow, they get the Fisher. There's Jerax who'll pop the Glimmer, but there's the double dust. As they'll find him. Catching at the eyes, same time up top. Ame looking for Notel. Notel trying to get out. He does escape. N0tail will get out of there.
They tried to set up the kill, but the BKB just getting delivered. So these BKB timings are coming out on almost all the cores of LGD. And like Ben said, it's very problematic for LGD.
They really want to protect that arcane rune. I mean, it's a big deal at this point too for maybe.
I know what's going on, OG, but can they really contest this? Static Storm's being used. We saw the combo drop top. I believe Tornado's probably still on call. No, it's back up. Because they have got the Tornado set up here.
Beneran satu bal exornya, Bal.
Do they have the follow?
Iya kan?
Throw it in. Roshan still with a decent amount of health.
Biasanya orang kalau udah 4 yang biru, udah 4
Chalice is on the hunt. He's looking towards
yang birunya 4 baru dia naikin yang
ya. Nice nightmare from Xnova, keeping FY safe. Chalice.
Ada, aku nggak tahu tadi meta baru.
Tuh
kan, karena dulu shit tuh smokernya.
BKB.
Udah jarak. Waduh.
Cari Ana, men.
Ana's gotta go buy a TP. Will be okay. At least they don't find him.
You get the glimpse play out as well there, N0tail, keeping himself and Seb safe. Say that though, they're still chasing.
Yang mati cuma Chalice, tapi mahal kan mati Chalice. Chalice tuh network paling tinggi tadi.
As PSG.LGD push OG away from the pit. Roshan still singing at half health as Ame jumps straight back in. And we'll see if they can get away with this one. You're going to have Thompson back in the game in a couple of seconds. But they should have a good shot at finishing this one off in time without any sort of further interruptions coming out from OG.
The BKB you can't take the fights. They don't have the damage to go through.
And Invoker is supposed to be that big threat that pops the BKBs early. Like, yeah, you might not kill them, but you get those BKBs early so that everyone else can. But right now, it's just Ana dishing out a lot of damage in the team fights. Thompson's I'm just really not sure how Thompson can have a huge impact at this stage in the game.
I think he's just going to have to act a lot more as just control and hope for the best that he's just like,
wait
gyro.
for BKBs to get 5 seconds.
Yeah, pretty much. Wait for those BKBs to tick down and hope that the gyro is able to take it away once he starts getting the enabled more by the IO.
What?
He gets gifted that when he's tethered.
Chalice. What? He was ready there. I don't think that was sort of body blocker, but he pops the dust. Seb does have backup though. He's got Ana N0tail.
Dapat turun invis, mungkin kelihatan kali. Gak tau deh aku. Emang.
The Tornado's gonna come in the side, catches the 2 of them. In fact, the 3 of them, setting them up. Somnus gets the BKB out though. Turns with the Tidebringer hit. Jared down by Ame is Ana. Wanting to
let's go.
Holding down Thompson on the side. Sets up.
Let's go.
Number 3rd. Sim's trying to get out of it, but he's not going to make it.
Langsung triple kill. Amenya.
Itu baru BKB World.
Tapi jadi bang sang Yasa bang?
Iya, udah jadi mantap sang Yasa.
Mantap, Channya langsung.
Chalice mati sayang.
Lagi. They can't stop these BKB cores just getting on top of them. And once that IO goes down, your gyrocopter's not nearly as strong.
Beneran taruh sentry di situ, wardnya di situ gila.
Iya itu, aku lupa ya. Jago anjing.
Gimana? Sebelum ditaruh doang dia udah tahu nih. Prediksi. Gimana kisahnya tadi bisa ngedas langsung ya?
We see Ana runs in, he's got the flak on, he starts dishing out some damage, but the Rum counteracts pretty much all of the combo that Gyro wants. You throw your call down, you get your flax going up, and you're like, wait, I'm not actually doing that much damage in this engagement.
And BKB comes out for maybe, and they just destroy Thompson right here. Great echo coming out from FY.
Just keeping Thompson.
Gila, si Walker sama si PL langsung duduk mati.
Underlord dies last. Yeah. That's the exact opposite of what you want in a team fight. You want him to get focused a little bit, but Jared just can't do anything here.
Yeah.
It's getting harder and harder here for OG here.
Harapannya di helikopter doang ya. Helikopter kejauhan ya.
Iya jauh banget gila. 7.000.
Hampir dikejar FY gitu network. Jauh banget.
In these fights until, as you say, we either see later down the line, if it gets to that point, N0tail being able to get an Aghanim Sept on the Disruptor, or if Ana's sort of able to get sort of that secondary damage item on top of the Maelstrom, because at the moment, they are not killing this PL.
It's really just his Ags on Invoker. I think he needs to be able to force out the BKBs early, and then just
gila masih jauh banget bang, baru poin buat Vessel loh, sama poin booster.
Full arsenal. That's the best way for them to win a team fight.
It's FY. They found one another here. FY very tanky at the moment with that Ogre Club and Point Booster. He's got a lot of HP. As N0tail has to be the one to look to hide. Straight into the trees, goes for the TP. FY doesn't quite get him range
Chalice mati.
To proc the stun.
Chalice is split up top.
Boy.
This is the kill they can look for here. They don't have Spirit Vessel charges just yet, though.
He's got the hood. We'll see if they've got enough damage with the combo. Chalice able to slide down to the low.
Lawan anjing, sini goblok katanya.
The cold snap, the right clicks. Can they actually kill this man?
Sini goblok.
He's just way too durable. Jarek's very careful as they'll back away. They were never going to get that kill with just the two of them.
Kalau ada charge vessel lu mati.
Exactly.
Without that, no.
Nol vesselnya.
No.
Somnus.
Gantian ya dia yang
Tornado. Thompson grogi.
Thompson walks in, he puts the tornado in the totally wrong direction, and now the combo from Somnus comes out. Drags Thompson back in, the detection.
Maybe he's probably like, what? There's only 2 of you here? He bought this BKB for that.
And they'll get no tail too. Arme straight on top of the Disruptor. The carnage continuing to favor LGD as they just get pick off after pick off.
Kami mati. Oh, ada BKB ada Aegis.
With a blink out, Arme still looking to stick around for this. He will get rooted, but he knows that there's no real threat.
Let's
LG
go.
just cannot get on top of him as top lane Jerax. Well, back looks for the enemy. Somnus with the cleave. Killing once again Jerax as Somnus continues this game. 7-1 and 6, having a huge impact from the laning stage right up until this 30-minute mark, with a fantastic Kunkka performance.
And this Kunkka now has 3,200 health and a full AC coming out of the bottom.
It looks like FY is just starting to play around with him with the lockdown onto Seb. Seb's going to try and get himself out of there with the ultimate. Can he escape in time? He can! He gets them out. Seb will manage to get out, but Arme was also very low. Arme does, of course, still have the Aegis.
He ran into the thunderstorm, but didn't get it.
There we go. They're going to need a little bit more of that magic, OG. If they want to come back into this one, but they will take that Aegis away.
Gak mati lagi tadi
said,
si
LGD won't be too phased by that. They were happy with it going.
Berapa lagi? Gak nyampe lagi berapa?
Top lane, Somnus. Looks for the cleave angle. Into Anna he goes. Anna getting dragged back into the torrent. Seb's going to come in as well as Jerax to look to help him out, and that will keep Anna fine. He's trying to turn, but Somnus post the BKB. X-Nova's coming in as well on the Bane.
He's baiting them.
OG have to be careful. Chalice, they're already there, looking towards Anna. Anna into the trees.
Wow,
the triple there's the re-relocate back out. The Eye will escape with Anna, but No Tail's in trouble. Arme again, just swarming on top of the Disruptor. Picking up these kills, the Sunstrike off the mark, as again, LGD just keeping everyone alive, growing this lead, 13k advantage.
He just knows how tanky he really can be. He pops the rum, gets the ghost ship off, of course, holds that BKB, waits till his team they get themselves a kill out of it. It was a really nice ulti from
Kunkanya langsung kuiras gitu. KB kuiras.
Could have cost
dia untuk nge-tank di depan.
Didn't connect like that.
Kan damage-nya gede banget dari ini. Dari
experience advantage going for LGD.
Gyro.
Except they're almost up for top sun.
Dia
Maybe they can
pakai kuiras juga ya, biar
some sort of fight around the Roche pit. I think that's actually where OG need to make their next hold. They're actually really good about fighting around the pit and just dumping spells in there with all these melee heroes on the side of LGD. Enchantress kind of has to be a melee hero inside the pit because she needs to tank Roche.
Yeah, they're getting a lot of item timings all coming in together at the same time. You had Thompson's Aghanim's going to be finished up. They've also got the IO hitting level 15 after that last fight. So starting to build up for them.
Apa? IO-nya udah level 15. Udah bisa bunuh Enchant.
The Underlord who's been farming very well this game, has the 3 big items that he wants.
Apa?
Hasn't actually gone for the mech though, or Guardian Greaves this game.
Spot him.
Yes, his biggest problem is sleep.
Yeah.
Somnus just every time finding the setup. That double damage rune certainly helping as well to pack that Tidebringer with the punch it needs to down the IO as quickly as he did.
Somnus loves to just tank up on these strength heroes. As the break comes out, they find out.
They have.
Let's go, duo support. Itu baru support.
Let's go, support. Nggak dikasih gerak, men.
LGD just ruling the game at the moment by quite some distance. It's almost impossible for OG to come back into this game.
When your most farmed core dies to the 2 supports, you know you're in some trouble.
It's now PSG.LGD into the base they go. The fortification comes out.
Memang supportnya gitu kan. Memang nggak bisa ngapa-ngapain.
It's going to get controlled by the side of Somnus again with the X-Mark play, dragging Thompson back into the clutches of FY's hands as Thompson's gone for 50 seconds.
Thompson untuk nafkah aja nggak ada, mau untuk baik.
Anjing langsung hilang Nova. Ada dieback.
Udah dieback. Oh, speed. Poinnya 4. Lagi, oh enggak. Kali.
The buyback comes out from Seb, but LGD still looking strong to take this tier 3 tower down bottom, take even more as they're onto the barracks. As OG, they're without this Jared for 75 seconds. They could not hold with Anna.
They're just so tanky on the side of LGD. All of their heroes. Chalice just runs in without fear because they've all got those BKBs. Ame went for a satanic build so he can actually stand in the midst of all this AoE and just keep fighting over and over again.
And rum. And the rum.
Over and over again.
That's Ame. Just trading onto tops of the coast.
Pelnya aja satanik.
With the doppelganger to remove it. Fish is down, but the glimpse is there.
BKB, 1 detik, 2 detik, BKB, let's go.
The satanic Ame back on top.
1 detik, 2 detik.
They cannot kill this PL.
Aku liatin dulu.
Retreat back to his teammates. Do they have any other further catch? They've got to be careful because Somnus turns up. The boat comes in. BKB's out from Somnus. Looks for the goal. Jumps in to the green wave. The Echo Slam.
Hotel Deko 9 meter.
Kenyak kamu.
As LGD are looking to claim a second set, the Crimson Guard will be popped, trying to slow down this siege. But LGD will get away with it. There's going to be Anna back up in 15 seconds, but the melee racks are taken in both the middle lane and the bot lane, as well as the range racks down bottom. PSG.LGD now 25,000 ahead.
Oh, looks like they learned a lesson from Game 3 yesterday.
Yeah. They're feeling super confident in this game. When you see their, the PL gets glimpsed back into the midst of it, turn that fight into the satanic. You're definitely and another DD picked up for Somnus.
Dia cuma perlu mukul-mukul kan.
He loves his heart on the strength heroes. I think I've been seeing him buy every single one of them. The tiny.
Wiras Taras, waduh.
He gets in there first. It's actually him most.
Gak perlu dia dagger
ini. Starts off the fight.
Thompson is in trouble. The jump forward from FY. The boat comes through the side. Bring it from Somnus as he pops the double damage out.
Lagi.
No-tell. Hiding in the trees. They'll turn to Anna. Anna with a BKB, but Anna has to bring a hit. Somnus just doing something. Will survive. BKB and Glimmer caped out. Anna gets himself back towards the base. But they'll jump on top of Jarek. Seb now surrounded. He'll pop the ult. Should be enough to get him out in time. But the X with the Kunkka play brings the underlord straight back into the hands of LGD. As now Seb dead for 100 seconds. PSG.LGD ready to storm the base once again, looking towards
langsung tinggal seperempat main darah girokopternya.
From all lanes so they can open up towards the megas. Jarek's
Thompson
back up in 10 seconds.
Udah selesai tadi loh.
With a 28k advantage favoring LGD, can
Kunkanya tebal banget.
It looks at the least that the mega creeps will
kalau nggak nge-throw ya.
As the racks up
gimana nge-thrownya kan ini?
with the combo, but again the boat straight on top of Anna. Somnus is in. They do manage to get the glimmer kill to Anna. Backs away. Thompson with the ghost wall. They've got the dust. The tops are dead. Tops are gone. As Jarek's and Anna. Chalice again. These impetuses too hard for this Io to play against. As they're 3 dead on OG.
GG nih, mana GG-nya?
Let's go.
As they look towards the mid lane, and GG is called.
Satu sama men. Ini baru final.
Nice.
Bukan liquid newbie.
Wah, itu mah udah perbedaan kekuatan jauh, boys.
And that one, it didn't look close at all.